After what seems like forever, it looks like we're finally getting a new opening for Pokemon Journeys. And this one is very exciting and has a bunch of stuff that I would like to talk about and break down. First of all, the song is still 1, 2, 3, but it's sung by someone differently. But the visuals, in my opinion, are the more interesting part. First of all, it looks like Chloe is now a much more prominent part of the intro, as she's actually there with Ash and Go in most of the stuff. The road trip and her own individual stuff. I don't think she's going to be a regular, but I do think she's going to be in a lot more episodes than she used to be. And that includes potentially a small little mini arc of Ash, Go, Chloe, and Leon going on a road trip. And hey, look at that, Gengar's in the intro. I thought he'd already disappeared. If you saw my previous teaser breakdown, then you know that I thought that Chloe was going to be getting a Galarian Ponyta, and that's what it looks like here, as she's petting the Galarian Ponyta as they're in the road trip. Also, hey, look at that, Farfetch'd is in the front. Hopefully he gets more of a shine this season. We finally see Grookie, not part of the outro, but now part of the intro. But what's interesting to me is that they don't really try to give you an idea of who might catch it. Both Sobble and Pikachu are there, and both when Go and Ash try to catch it, the Grookie runs away. So I wonder if this is going to be like a Sandile thing from Black and White, where it's going to be following around our group, but it's not going to be a permanent part of someone's team until later on. I really wanted it to be part of Ash's team, but if you saw the episode today, episode 50, which by the way the review will be coming out for that later, then it looks like the chances of that happening have been drastically lowered. We also get a preview of the Suicune episode that's coming in the future. Looks like there's some sort of battle and Suicune's healing them. Looks interesting, but what's the most interesting part of this entire opening is the next scene. We go one by one and we see the people that potentially are going to be involved in this upcoming season for Journeys. Who's on that group? Well, we got Professor Oak, Professor Cerise, Renji, Kikuna. We also have Korrina potentially returning, Sonia potentially returning, Bea potentially returning, Wickstrom, which if you watch the teaser breakdown, you saw that he's going to have an episode with Farfetch sometime soon. But the two new people in the list. First, Iris. We have not seen Iris since the end of Generation 5. Actually, we saw her in a special, but that's the last time we saw her. She's been one of the few companions to never return after her main appearance, so it is so good to see her. Hopefully, she gets a good episode, and the next one is the boy, the rival, Gary frickin' Oak. I am so excited. It also looks like Ash and Go will both be facing off against Leon. Now, Go's in this scene, but I don't know if Go is actually going to be facing off against Leon. I'm pretty sure Ash is, as we'll see, but I don't think Go will. And I do think that the reason that we're potentially going to be seeing all of these characters return for this season is the little road trip. We see in the road trip animation, they drive through wild areas, but I also think that can be the cause of how Chloe gets to meet Galarian Ponyta, and maybe how Ash gets to meet Iris and Gary as well. In this little section, we also see Gigantamax Meowth, but I don't know if this is just a callback to when he did Gigantamax in the Eternatus arc, similar to how we saw Pikachu Gigantamax in the previous opening, but he didn't really Gigantamax in the arc itself, so I don't know if he'll actually show up. And like I said earlier, Chloe is also being focused on in this intro, and this next scene where our heroes are dancing before extending their hand out to Chloe to come join them in their journeys seems to prove that. She also seems to see a bunch of evolutions in her eyes from her Eevee, so I wonder if that's going to be what she's going to be maybe researching or trying to find out. We see a bit here with all of the mythical Pokemon, but again, I don't know how to really feel about that because the previous intro had all of the box art legendaries and they never really showed up besides Zacian and Zamazenta. We see a clip here of Ash and Go sparring, and I really hope this is not just one of those things for the intro and that we actually get an episode of, because I think that would be really cool to see. Along with, like I said, Ash and Leon fighting, which is at the end of the opening, and I do think we will see that. And the opening ends with showing us a little picture of everything that our heroes have encountered so far as they're driving along in their journey. This season seems to have a lot in store for us, so I am so excited. that is it for my breakdown of this opening. Thank you so much for watching. I am working on the review for episode 50, so be on the lookout for that. But anyways, that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.